The storylines are very different here in Chicago. On one hand, you've got a team who's won 5 consecutive games. On the other hand, you have a team that has lost 5 consecutive games. So tonight, the Phillies are trying to right their ship as they take on the Chicago Cubs here at beautiful Wrigley Field. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ruben Amaro Jr. As we all know, it is not going well for the Philadelphia Phillies right now. Defense, pitching, offense, minus 38 run differential right now. And the Phillies are hoping to turn things around and turn these numbers into a totally different spectrum in the next couple weeks.
This is certainly not what we expected of this ball club early in the season. Being last in run differential is one that really bothers me personally. The batting average at 222 and the team ERA at 28th at 4.84. It's just not great baseball, and they're going to have to figure out how to turn it around.
And a couple of things that aren't on this graphic are the number of pitches they're seeing per game. That's down. The number of base runners they have per game, that's down as well. Now, what's not down are the players' attitudes, because this is a veteran group. And this veteran group realizes it's a long year. And our Rally House quote of the game comes from one of those veterans, Kyle Schwarber.
Everyone in the dugout is, everyone in the locker room, we're all putting in the work. We're all doing what we need to do. We want to keep getting better. And, results, chasing a result, chasing hits, chasing all that. That's not the way to go about it. The way that, I feel like on a daily basis, see the guys in here and the way that they're working, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. At some point, it's going to change. And, we always talk about the sense of urgency. The sense of urgency is there. Everything's there. The wants there. The desires there. The will. And we all believe. We all believe in ourselves at the end of the day. There's no doubt in that. And just take it on the chin and keep moving.
Well, they certainly have taken it on the chin, and they do need to turn things around. They're definitely realistic about that. And they hope tonight that Aaron Nola, who's had success in this ballpark, he made his second ever start here at Wrigley Field. They're hoping that Aaron Nola can help turn things around, but they've got to solve Colin Ray, who went 6 innings out of the bullpen last time against the Phillies.
Yeah, Colin Ray has thrown the ball well against it, but they're turning to Aaron Nola, the veteran, to pitch well. And he actually pitched pretty well against the Cubs here just recently. He had a very good breaking ball going early and good life to his fastball. He did get a 3-0 lead early and did squander it later on, but he did keep them in the game with some pretty good stuff. Now, the defense, it's been a little shoddy. It didn't help him a whole lot, but he did keep him in the game, and that was a good job by old Aaron Nola. Hopefully, he can do it again.
He had that one inning where he threw 31 pitches, and that kind of gassed him for the last couple of innings that he was out there against the Cubs. All right, so it's game 1. It's a long series. Game 1 of 4 here at Wrigley Field. 3 night games and then the day game on Thursday. The Phils trying to turn things around. We'll have more from Wrigley Field when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. The Toyota Corolla is the best-selling nameplate of all time. It has 4 models under $25,000. Visit Toyota.com to get your 2026 Toyota Corolla today. By Xfinity. Get reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years and same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IVX.com.
Call CarShield before breakdown and save.
NBC 10 News First Alert Weather, the most accurate forecast 10 years in a row. Is it really 49 degrees? Wow, 49 degrees here at Wrigley Field. I did not think it was that.
And breezy.
South, wind out of the south at 12 miles an hour. Little humidity. That does not matter even a little bit. Blue skies all day, though, here in Chicago, and the weather's supposed to get even better as the week moves on. You can see the wind. It's been changing throughout the day. It was blowing in earlier, and now it's blowing basically out to left center field. Colin Ray, he came in after the opener the other day at Citizens Bank Park, and because he pitched so well, he's earned the right to start the game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Here are his numbers. He has appeared in 4 games, 1 start, and a 3.63 ERA. They'll have to make a shift with their rotation when Matthew Boyd comes off the injured list and pitches against the Phillies later this week. But StatCast, powered by Google Cloud, gives us a little indication of Colin Rea. The focus for Rea is really the splitter. I mean, that's the pitch. I mean, it's acts as his changeup, and the Phillies could not solve it the other day at Citizens Bank Park.
They could not, and it's 7 offerings that he tosses up there that sort of took the Phillies off the barrel a little bit, and he changes speeds really well. Has had a lot of success against the Phillies. The Phillies have to figure out how to solve him. The best way to solve him, I think, Tom, just look for the baseball in the zone. You can't really guess with him because he throws so many different selections.
Right. Yeah, see the numbers from the 14th of April against the Phils. 6 innings, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. He didn't walk anybody. And again, he entered the game in the 2nd inning. Here's the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. 1 internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Garcia, Marsh, and Bohm, Stott, Crawford, and Marchand. There is every indication that JT will play tomorrow. He was out on the field today doing some things, so that's a good sign as well for the Phils. Well, here we go. First pitch of today's ball game is brought to you by Bryant, whatever it takes, and we are underway from Wrigley Field. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Trey Turner. Rea lifetime is 39-27. Foul back to the screen. It's 1-1. Facing Turner, who is riding a 7-game hit streak, but it's been 1 hit. Not that there's anything wrong with a 7-game hitting streak, but it's been 1 hit per game, at least the last 5. Hitting .256 overall. Fly ball, left center field. That's well hit. Pete Crow Armstrong's going back toward the ivy, and it's going to stay in the yard. Again, with the wind here at Wrigley Field, you really do have to sort of temper it a little bit. And there's 1 away. Here's the defense brought to you by CarShield. A lot of gold out on that defense for the Cubs.
That's one of the things that they've done very, very well. It's a very solid defensive team, and that's what Craig Counsell loves. I mean, that was important to him as a player. It's important to him as a manager, and that's one of the reasons why the Cubs have been playing very solid baseball lately.
Oh, now Kyle Schwarber, the batter. Schwarber, former Cub, rips that one foul off the dugout.
Fly ball went up to left center field when he first hit it. I thought it had a real good chance, but it seemed to die out there, even though it looks like the flags are sort of moving towards left.
Yeah, it looks like it's now coming in a little bit, but it was 100 off the bat, swinging a foul tip, 0-2.
Yeah, Wrigley Field will affect the game. I mean, there's no question about it. The wind will affect it here, and it's sort of taken over for Candlestick Park as far as how the wind will play on, from game to game, pitch to pitch, and even inning to inning.
Schwarber, 9 hits on the homestand for the Phils. He's hit 62 home runs here. That's out toward left field, toward the line. On the run is Bregman, also over his half, and hung into the crowd, made the catch as he went over the wall. What a play by Ian Happ for the 2nd out.
Yeah, we just talked about the defense, and boy, Ian Happ, who can play a variety of positions. I mean, he played at the infield at one point, but now strictly an outfielder, but he makes a heck of a play with that low wall over there. He picked up the baseball and stayed right with it, and that's as good a play as you'll see from a left fielder.
Yeah, he went on to the edge of that netting where the metal clamp is into the wall. All right, so 2 outs. Here's Bryce Harper. Harper takes strike 1. The home plate umpire for tonight's ball game was Edwin Moscoso. So balls 1 strike to Harper. Harper hits it sharply. Diving stop by Hoerner. Well, we said there's a lot of gold out there, and 2 of the guys that have gold gloves have made exceptional plays here in the 1st inning to help Colin Rea. We're on to the bottom of the 1st. Aaron Nola going to work when we. Aaron Nola set to take on the Chicago Cubs for the 2nd time in a week. His numbers this year: 4 starts, a 4.03 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 22 1/3 innings of work. Bat Boy forgot to clean up the on-deck circle which is what the home plate umpire is pointing out. So they've got to make sure they got that all cleaned up before we go. Actually, they're going to let it go. All right. Nico Hoerner leads it off. Hoerner 5 for 14 the last time these two teams faced each other. And he takes strike one.
He's been awfully hot. One of the best players in baseball with all the numbers he's putting together. Sporting that 920 OPS. I mean, he's doing a lot of damage. And he's putting together terrific at-bats.
Yeah, 21 RBIs, including yesterday's game winner against the Mets. It fouled toward the on-deck circle. It's 0-2.
It's interesting to hear Aaron Nola talk about him after the game. That he's, saying, hey, he's just fouling off some crazy pitches. I can't believe he's fouling them off.
Cubs lineup brought to you by Xfinity. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Swing and a miss. He got him with a cutter. And there's one away. First strikeout. It's a cutter that he hasn't used that much this year. For every 10 pitches, he probably throws it once.
It's not a pitch that's been super effective, but on this particular pitch, being 0-2, it just cuts off the plate a little bit, and Hoerner has to be aware of that sinker that comes back over the plate. That's probably what he thought he was going to get.
Hit foul by Bush off to the left, but it's no balls and one strike. Bush was 3 for 12 in the most recent series against the Mets. 34 home runs last year, which was 15th best in Major League Baseball. Fly ball left field. Marsh goes back a few steps. A little pitter-patter before he settles under it. Phil's defense. And again, this has been somewhat problematic for the Phillies. It hasn't been a spectacular year defensively. They made 5 errors in the Cubs series.
Well, the one guy who's really been playing well defensively is Adolis Garcia, with the way he's handled right field, throwing the baseball, making some pretty good plays out there. He handles that position extraordinarily well, and they need him to.
Alex Bregman hits that one in the air to right field. Here comes Garcia. Says he has it, and the inning is over. So both pitchers have quick innings. That's a 6-pitch first inning for Aaron Nola. And we're on to the second. Top of the second inning, scoreless game. Adolis Garcia will lead it off after an 8-pitch first inning for Colin Ray, with 2 excellent defensive plays by Hoerner at second and Happett in left. And the first pitch down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. 8 pitches for Colin Ray. We're at Bet365 with the odds for Adolis to get a home run, plus 125. Outside corner, 1-1. 8 pitches in the first inning for Colin Ray. The Phillies for the year, and this is wins and losses, and it deviates, but they average 144 pitches seen per game, which if you talk to Rob Thompson or the coaches, they'd like that number to be at around 160, 165.
Right.
And that's part of what the issues have been, just not seeing enough pitches. At the knees.
Now watching Adolis Garcia see an adjustment he's already made, no longer with that bat totally perpendicular to his body. Now it's a flatter bat as a start, as you can see.
Yeah, behind his helmet.
That's interesting. Maybe it makes him a little bit more efficient to the path to the zone. Tough adjustment to make in the middle of the season.
On the ground, back toward the middle into center field, a base hit. So he's aboard to start the second. You know, base runners also, because of the lack of pitches seen, base runners also have been an issue for the Phillies. They just haven't had enough of them. And they have one here for Garcia. They're averaging about 11 base runners per game. And again, that number probably should be between 13 and 15. So they're not too far off with that, but it also then goes with the numbers with runners in scoring position recently and at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Here's Brandon Marsh. Marsh hits this one out toward right center field. On the run is Conforto, and he stumbles to make the catch. Yeah, there's one away, so he's not the defender he used to be. Can't move as well, but he certainly moved well enough to get that one.
Sure did, and really, I thought the wind kind of held this up. I thought this might get down, and Conforto, who's played the corner outfield with the Mets and with the San Francisco Giants, etc., tracks it down, and that's 3 pretty good plays they've made already.
Yeah. Alec Bohm is the hitter. Alec is 2 for his last 29, and they're going to challenge that first pitch. The ABS is brought to you by T-Mobile. Each team gets 2 challenges per game. If they win this one, which they did, they'll keep their 2 challenges.
It just seems like Alec Bohm is getting, he's somehow getting these challenges overturned every time, not in his favor. Poor guy.
Yeah, and he's not asking for them.
No.
Everybody else is. Oh, 2.
Just watching Alec do some of his work, you know, when we walk through down inside this ballpark, there's been some changes, and they have a batting cage where we walk out through, and he was working on, you know, keeping his body back and working his hands through the baseball and just driving the ball through the middle of the field. It was pretty impressive.
Swing and a miss.
Just not able to take it to the game right now, and it's more about his inability to sort of just in between. It's a pitch that, you know, he typically has a very good eye, doesn't chase these pitches, but pretty good breaking ball from Ray, and he gets Alec to chase.
2 outs, 17 pitches so far. The strikes dominating the balls. There's a line drive base hit over the head of the second base umpire and into center field. Garcia's on his way to third. And Bryson Stott, he's now hit in 7 straight games.
Yeah, that double he hit the other day, yesterday, was big for him, and it seemed like that might spark him a little bit, that he jumps all over this fastball. Nice, clean swing, drives it through the middle of the field. Look out, second base umpire, because he almost got smoked. John Bacon had to duck out of the way. The Phillies have some action with 2 outs.
Justin Crawford, the batter. Crawford takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Garcia's at third. Phillies are 0 for their last 17 with runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 16 earlier this year. Oh, excuse me, 0 for 18 earlier this year. That was from the 4th of April till the 6th. Did a little fishing about what the longest streak is for the Phillies. Their longest streak since 1920 was 0 for 37 with runners in scoring position. That was in August of 1977. So we're not really there.
A pretty good ball club in 77, too.
Last year they were 0 for 26 at one point in a 4-day span in July.
One of the ebbs and flows of the season, you're sort of hoping that this is, you know, one of those seasons where they're really struggling early and they finish really, really well, because this is all part of that long season. But they have to right the ship soon, because it is no longer early.
2-2 to Crawford. He's close.
It's an awfully quick move, and that's a second disengagement. So you may see Bryson Stott go off to the races here.
Craig Counsell has his hand up. They're looking at it underneath.
Pretty
He
close.
got his hand back.
Yep. Thank goodness for the oven mitt.
He does go. Pitch taken high, no throw. Amaya faked the throw. So a stolen base. So the Phils now have runners at second and third. 5 for 5 this year for Bryson Stott. Three and two to Crawford. And ball 4. No challenge. First walk issued by Ray, and it loads him up for the struggling Rafael Marchand. You want to talk about somebody that's long overdue?
Yeah.
It's Marchand. He's 0 for his last 25. He hasn't had a hit in April yet.
And of course, when you're in one of these sort of funks, you're almost always behind in the count.
And now he's behind 0-2. Bases loaded here in the second. Runs upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
At the very least, they are running up this pitch count here for Ray. That's so efficient in the first inning. At least they're making him work a little bit. Hopefully they can break through on him.
Greg Council's team has 12 wins this year. In the dirt. 2-2. Amaya keeps it in front of him. Way inside, 3-2.
How did it miss him? I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, this is a pitch that typically would just drill you right on the thigh there, but
3-2. The runners will be off. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball, thankfully. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, Crawford and Marchand put together some very good at-bats here, making them work, the 8 and 9 hole hitters. This is a little cutter that stays very flat. Pretty hittable pitch.
We'll do it again with the runners off. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it with the splitter. That was the key pitch the other day. And the Phillies leave them loaded here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, 3 men left. True baseball and hockey fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. Bottom of the second inning. And Ian Happ will lead it off against Aaron Nola. Phillies had a chance to score some runs in their half of the second, but just couldn't push a run across the plate. Happ had 4 hits last week against the Phils, hitting .240 on the year.
Bregman and Happ, prior to last start that Nola had against the Cubs, were 0 for 29 combined. Right. They picked up a couple of hits against him.
Yeah, they did.
2 or 3 hits against him in the last game, but he'd been dominating him.
Inside again, 2-0. There you go, 2 for 21. Both those hits came in the last outing against Aaron. Curveball that sweeps in. Last year, Aaron was 0-6 on the road with an ERA of just under 7. This year, though, 1-1. That ball is smoked down the right field line. Garcia plays it well off the wall. Whoop. A little extra mustard on the throw by spinning and curling onto the grass.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting. Who was the center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates that used to throw the ball and just spin like that? This ball's smoked. It's the four-seamer that stays in the middle of the plate, and Happ smokes it off that concrete over there. Nice job by Adolis Garcia. Gets the ball in efficiently. Holds Happ to a single.
Yeah, lefties came into this game hitting .357 against Aaron, and now the lefties have back-to-back hits as Ballesteros comes up with a single to right field.
Ballesteros is just a hitting machine. The guy just... nothing pretty about it, but he can swing it.
Well, and I will say this. We've seen him only against right-handed pitching.
Oh, yeah.
So he has 17. He's got 17 hits now. All 17 are against right-handed pitching. But they have 3 catchers, so they can kind of put him into these spots as a DH or behind the plate. Conforto, the batter, with runners on first and second. That's a good curveball. 0-1. I know Ben asked you on the pregame show, what does Aaron need to do against right-handers or against left-handers? As Conforto's numbers against the Phils, we've talked about that a lot. 24 career home runs. But part of it is getting ahead, which he's even now 1-1. But it's either the changeup or even the two-seamer to make it more deceptive coming off the hip of the left-handed hitter.
And he absolutely has to work the ball down. If he's going to come up in the zone, he better get it up over their barrel.
Outside 2-1.
This is a really good double play candidate. He's not running all that well, and he does hook the ball to second base quite a bit. Let's see if he can't throw him a little sinker that he can roll over to Bryson Stott.
Well, he does roll over on one.
And that was the spot. Got to stay down in that area. Would not be surprised if he comes back with maybe a backdoor breaking ball, see if he can swing over it.
Two and two. He tried to throw a breaking pitch, but it was low, so 3-2.
Really good block by Marchand. See him stay over that ball and just to deaden it right in front.
Opposition hitting 179, Ruben, against his knuckle curve. He has 11 strikeouts with that.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with it.
Changeup, and he walked him. All right, so the Phillies had it loaded in their half of the second, didn't score. And now the Cubs have it loaded in the bottom of the second. I mentioned they're hot. They've won 5 straight. They scored 18 runs in the 3-game sweep over the Mets, but only 2 in yesterday's game. Phillies play the infield back against Amaya, and it's outside 1-0.
Yeah, really hoping for that ground ball double play. Don't want to play the infield in at this early stage, even though the Phillies are struggling to score runs. Puts them in a tough spot if they're playing the infield in right now with nobody out.
Good spot on the outside corner. There's the two-seamer, which he has had an effect on the right-handed hitters with that. He tried it again, but this time in the inner half. 20 pitches this inning. Well, excuse me, in this game, he had 6 pitches in the first inning.
It looked like they were going to be super aggressive against him in the early part of the game, but they've come up with a couple of pretty good at-bats against him, the last couple of hitters.
Ground ball over to third. Bohm's got it. He hesitated for a moment, but they have time with Amaya running. A run scores, but they get a double play, and it's 1-0 Cubs.
That is big. I know that they scored a run there, but nice job of being able to get the double play and hopefully limit the damage as much as possible. Yeah, you said that Bohm did sort of hesitate, got caught in his glove a little bit, but since Amaya does not run well at all, Bryson stopped pretty calm, turns it fairly easily.
So now runner at third for Pete Crow Armstrong. He's close, just off the plate a little bit. Aaron's second ever start in his big league career in 2015 came at this ballpark. He went 7 2/3. He allowed 5 hits and 4 runs. There was a guy in the lineup that day that's in the Phillies lineup today. That was Kyle Schwarber, who went 1 for 2 that afternoon with a couple of walks.
Oh, great block by Marchand. Saved the run.
2-1. Aaron also had a hit in that game. It wasn't his first major league hit. He had a hit in his first major league game. But it was his first career major league victory.
He's not getting that pitch in the outside corner. It's not missing by much.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same pitch that he had the first one he threw to Pete Crow Armstrong. That puts runners on first and third. That one just missed. That was closer than the other ones. But it's the second walk, and Caleb Cotham already popping out of the dugout heading out.
Yeah, it's the walks that you just don't want to see from Aaron Nola, and that's where you get a little concerned when 2 walks in an inning. It's just not him. Trying to maybe be a little too fine with his pitches in that situation.
By the way, join us on Saturday, May 23rd, when the Phils host the Guardians for a night to honor those who serve on Salute to Service Night, presented by Toyota. An exclusive bucket hat is available to fans who purchase a special theme night ticket while supplies last. Secure your tickets today at Phillies.com/theme nights.
It's like a little safari type hat.
Yeah, it's sharp. It's a sharp hat.
Harrison Ford's special, right?
From Indiana Jones. For some reason, I was thinking about the movie that was filmed here, where he was the doctor that was accused of murdering his wife when you said that.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. That was a remake, wasn't it?
It was. The Fugitive. Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It was on the other day. Dansby Swanson, the batter. A little slide step.
Well, Pete Crow Armstrong has got a big lead over there. And when Aaron goes to the higher leg stride, that he may try to take a chance and get himself into scoring position as well.
He does not go. Check swing. Did he go? He did.
Sure did.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he committed.
Dansby, 14 hits lifetime against Aaron Nola.
And that arm side sinker, he's not quite getting to where he needs to get it. It is just off the zone, and the Cubs are sort of spitting on it. Oh, that's an enormous lead that Armstrong has. Really, this is the guy you want to get because the next guy coming up has been super hot.
Fly ball center field. On the run is Crawford out toward the ivy, and it is gone. Dansby Swanson with his 18th career home run against the Phillies. And Chicago jumps out to a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, really exactly what you didn't want to see out of this early part of the game. And Aaron Nola, who just struggled to get his command in this inning, walks a couple of guys. They put together some very good at-bats against him. And then the crusher here, that Dansby Swanson gets a fastball middle, and he just absolutely hammers it. Sends it right back to where it was coming from and out of the ballpark.
That's his 5th home run. It's his 3rd against the Phillies this year. And Nico Horner shows bunt, takes ball 1. Center field shot. And this is a discouraging start for the Phillies here in Chicago. Fly ball center field. Crawford's got that one lined up. And he makes the catch. Inning is over, but Dansby Swanson puts his thumbprint on the game with a 3-run home run. Bookmark this date. Fanatic About Reading Day, presented by Xfinity, is back. Kids 14 and under will take home a Fanatic children's book on Sunday, May 24th, when the Phils close out the series versus the Guardians. Secure your seats today at Phillies.com.
This seems like we're behind in almost every single game. I mean, you're playing catch up, and those walks will kill you every single time. And
no doubt,
especially with Aaron, who is susceptible to the home run. But the 1-run home run, you know, that's okay. But when there's traffic on the bases, obviously that's a real crusher.
Yeah, and these big innings, you know, they're backbreakers. It varies. Sometimes it's the 1st, sometimes it's the 4th, sometimes it's the 5th, tonight it's the 2nd. 1 ball, 1 strike to Turner. Turner flied out to center field his first time up. Just a bit low, 2-1.
But it sort of epitomizes what's been going on between, you know, the difference between the Cubs and the Phillies. The Cubs come up with the big 2-out base hit. Phillies cannot. And that's, you know, really a big difference in the game, even at this early stage.
Three balls, 1 strike. Outside ball 4, base runner for the Phillies. 2nd straight inning they've had the leadoff batter aboard. And Kyle Schwarber coming up. Kyle was robbed by Ian Happ his first time up. Of course, Kyle, a former Chicago Cub. Made his mark in the postseason with the Cubs in his first year with them. Hit 5 home runs in the first postseason. He has 23 postseason home runs now. Tied for 3rd all time. Manny's number 1. I shouldn't say just Manny. Manny Ramirez is number 1 with 29.
Became a folk hero here with the Cubbies after basically missing almost the entire season and coming back and in the playoffs after his knee injury.
0-2. Swing and a miss. There's 3 strikeouts for Ray. Well, the Phillies down 4-0. They have to work hard to try to get a win today. Brought to you by Home Depot. And Bryce's last 12 games hitting .390 with 7 extra base hits.
Yeah, he's been a bright spot. He's been barreling the baseball up, and it's nice to see him get it going. Just needs some of his teammates to do it too.
Two for 11 last week against the Cubs. Outside, 2-0. Two and one. That's a cutter that was up in the zone.
That's what Ray's able to do. He doesn't. He won't come with like a 2-0 fastball right down the middle. He'll move the ball. He'll sink it. He'll cut it. Keep it off the middle of the plate.
Off the hands, popped up around home plate. It's actually up the third base line, and Amaya makes the catch. 2 away. And here comes Garcia. Garcia singled up the middle his first time up.
Really sort of fascinated that he made this change from game to game. I mean, yesterday he had his bat straight up and down. Now with a flat bat now.
I guess he figured it wasn't going perfectly well. Might as well try to adjust, something.
Yeah, commendable, but not easy to do.
No.
Because you want, instant results. Nice job of getting a base hit in his first AB, hitting the ball up the middle.
Bounced on the ground over to third. Bregman comes running in. Nice pick by Bush. And the inning is over. So I have it down as 4 above average defensive plays so far for the Cubs in this ballgame. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery, visit PALottery.com or download the app today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. There's a goose wild right now. Shallow center field.
The goose is loose.
The goose is loose. Not Phil Goslin. The goose is loose, though, in shallow center.
Barrels Goslin.
Here's Michael Bush to lead it off. And he takes a pitch low, 1-0.
He's a member at my my golf club.
This goose right here,
Not
or Phil
goose.
Goslin?
Phil is. Riverton Country Club.
Bounced foul toward the camera well, 1-1. Bush flied out to left. Farther than the goose in his first at bat.
Like nothing's happening out there for that goose.
No. Just marking his territory.
Yeah. It's chilling.
We've all known what that's like. Trying to walk and avoid it. He's going to come over and say hi to Alec Boehm in a second.
Alex peeking over his shoulder.
The giraffe that Alec is.
Yeah.
Long necks.
Right?
That one's floated over the head of the goose. It jarred it a little bit, and there it goes. And Bush has a base hit. So long.
That is actually amazing. It is amazing that he actually flipped it right over the goose.
Well, now Bregman, who flied to right his first time. Outside 1-0. Cubs scored 4 runs in the second. They had 3 balls in play that were over 100 miles an hour and 4 that were 95 or better. Bushes would not go in that category, but still.
One was a right-hander, obviously the home run to dead center field. That was well over 100, but it's the left-handers that are really giving Aaron Nola the trouble, and he's going to have to solve it.
Yeah, 3 hits so far for the lefties and 2 walks. In the dirt, 2-2 to Bregman, who is Aaron's former college teammate and roommate at LSU.
Who was the messy one?
I don't know.
He said one of them was the messy one. The
Yeah,
little odd couple going on there.
That one's foul off the third base side.
Bregman always struck me as the super intense baseball rat, and then there's Aaron Nola, who's kind of laid back and chill.
All right, just to give Aaron a little bit of his accolades. According to the Athletic story that was written on the 2 of them, he was the neat one of the 2.
Aaron was.
Yes. Popped up outside of third. Not a lot of room here.
Actually would have gone the other way around. As chill as he is.
Yeah,
But kudos. That's good. That's nice. It's nice to keep a nice, nice area. Nice, clean, efficient area.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hit on the ground, foul down the third baseline. Aaron and his wife Hunter had the poker tournament last week, and his dad played the guitar for a little bit of the night with the band, and they were excellent. Aaron said today, he said, "Yeah, my dad's been playing for a while," and he was great. AJ, he was fantastic. Line drive to left center field. That'll be in for a base hit. Crawford had to go deep to cut it off. It's going to allow Bregman to try for second, and he'll get there sliding. It also sends Bush over to third. Second and third with nobody out.
It's pretty amazing the numbers that the Cubs are putting together with guys in on base. How efficient they've been. I mean, this is another fastball that runs on the inside part of the plate. And Bregman hits a bullet to left center field. Nice job of cutting it off, but doesn't get it in quite efficiently enough to hold Bregman to a single, and he slides in safely.
And now you got to deal with the lefty Happ with the infield in. With nobody out here in the third.
Yeah, they're almost forced to not give up any runs, obviously, especially with the way the Phillies have not been scoring runs of late. Got to try to cut it off somewhere.
Yeah, that's the issue. Just that you can't let it get too far out of hand. I mean, in some ways, the last several games, 4 runs is out of hand. And to think he got the first 3 hitters in order to start this ball game.
Yeah, talk about blowing up quickly.
Yeah. And since that time, 5 hits, couple walks, and 4 runs. Two and one.
You actually can see a little bit. Very rarely do you see Aaron with any kind of emotion out there. You can see he's a little frustrated with not being able to command his pitches against the lefties.
Swing and a miss, 3-2. Certainly commanded that one there.
Yeah, good breaking ball. And not super efficient with his stuff, and in particular against the left-handers, it just seems like he's getting behind everybody.
Now a meeting on the mound. Aaron has the transmitter on his hip. Marchand does also. But for the most part, it looks like he's calling the pitches.
Yeah. Probably less apt to do it, obviously, with JT behind the plate.
3-2. Infield in, runners at second and third. They're going to challenge that one, the Phillies are. I think he's going to be out, but we'll let the ABS system let you know. Those low pitches have been part of the issue, I think, in this ABS challenge for the catchers, but it is a strike, just barely.
Turn, divider is out. Philadelphia retained the challenge.
Really big pitch here from Aaron Nola. That's where he needs to do is stay down in that area. I mean, he just clipped it.
The fans are looking at the same thing we saw, and it is really close. It is right on the line. That's a big one, but now two more.
Yeah, really about limiting damage as much as possible now with the Phillies down 4-0.
And you got a free swinger, albeit good against right-handers in Ballesteros. And he loves that first pitch. He has 9 hits on the first pitch this year. Outside, 1-1.
Yeah, Aaron cut that one loose. He really wanted that pitch. Pumped that one up to 93. He'd been at 91, 92 with his fastball, and he's looking for a pop-up or a swing through. Got to believe with the base open, he's not going to challenge him. Probably throw him a little breaking ball here, see if he can't swing over it.
Well, he did throw the breaking ball, but it was in the dirt. And now it's 3-1. After Ballesteros, you do have Conforto, who's another lefty. But you could probably resituate your infield with Conforto up. As you see the arsenal for tonight.
Yeah, not all that different from what he typically has.
Three balls, one strike. And ball 4. So that'll load it up again for the Cubs.
It almost felt like it was a
pitch around.
Yeah, an intentional walk. He feels like he has a little bit more comfort maybe getting a ground ball with Conforto than he does with Ballesteros, just because he hasn't seen him a whole lot, and because Ballesteros is really swinging the bat well.
Conforto walked his first time up. Curveball.
Pretty good pitch.
Center field. Crawford is there. Tagging at third is Bush. Crawford has it. Throw goes toward third. It'll be a sac fly. And it's 5-0 Cubs. 2 outs.
And I actually feel pretty good about them getting out of this with just 1 run in this situation. I know that they're already down 5, but that's better than 6 or 7.
Right. Now Amaya the batter. Amaya hit into a double play his first time.
One of the things that Aaron Nola has all been very, very good at is getting ahead of hitters. And he really has struggled to do that. I think it's 6 out of his first 16.
Is that because there's not the same life that he used to have on his fastball, you think? Or do you think it's just a pitch choice?
I think I just don't know that his mechanics are where they need to be for him to be able to throw enough pitches and command his stuff right now.
Yeah, 6 of 16 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, and that's typical. That's typically not how Aaron Nola has success. His success is getting ahead of hitters and then being able to spin the breaking ball to have him chase. But he's got to get ahead to do that. Really running up that pitch count. Obviously, it's going to tax the bullpen a little bit if he can't come up with more efficient innings here moving forward.
Yeah, last night, obviously, the bullpen came in the 5th inning. 7 3-ball counts for Aaron. Swing and a miss. And he didn't get there on that one, but he picked up his 3rd strikeout. 1 run for the Cubs. They leave a couple. We'll head to the 4th. A lot of work to do for the Phils. This wrap 4th inning is brought to you by Toyota. Check out Toyota.com and visit your local tri-state Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go Phils. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. Phillies fans, and there are a number of them that have come out to watch their team play, hoping their offense can get something going. Down 5-0. Flyers fans are happy. Martone scored to make it 1-0. That game's in the 2nd period. That is a well-used Phillies cap right there for that fella.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. Brandon Marsh leads off. And it's 0-1.
Those fly guys. That kid, Martone, he's special, boy. Fun to watch that kid.
Oh, 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Phil's got to start pecking away at this thing. Got to somehow figure out a way to solve Colin Ray.
There's a base hit for Marsh.
A nice start.
Yep. But this has been what the Phillies have done the last 3 innings now. They've gotten the leadoff batter aboard, but they've just been stuck.
Got to figure out a way to move him around here.
Alec Boehm is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. 137 batting average for Alec. Fly ball center field. Pete Armstrong is there. That got in on his hands just a little bit. I mean, you can sit there and diagnose every single at bat for a struggling player, but this just got in just a little bit.
Just enough. He did barrel it up. I mean, that's a typical Alec Boehm swing, staying inside and through the baseball, but caught a little bit too much air.
Bryson singled in his first at bat. Huh. 1. Bryson's made decent contact this year, despite the fact his batting average is in the low 200s. When he's going good, they probably would have the infield defense aligned a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, when he's swinging the bat well, he's driving the ball to the left side, low to left, high to right. And right now, they've got him defensed. I mean, they swung him all the way over. I mean, even the third baseman now, Bregman, is in the 6-hole.
Ground ball back toward the middle. Horner flips to second. They get 1. Fielder's choice.
The Phillies really struggling to string base hits together to move runners along. They're just not able to find and to barrel the baseball up enough to get these guys into scoring position. And once they're in scoring position, they're not able to drive them in. It's been quite the rut they've been in.
Yeah, unfortunately this year it's been the smallest of peaks and the largest of valleys for this Phillies offense. I asked Rob today about, what are you concerned about the most? He said, well, it's the offense. And a lot of it is because of some of the things we talked about before. The fact that they haven't averaged enough base runners or seen enough pitches, which leads to at-bats that don't produce enough runs. There's a liner out toward left center field. On the run is Crow Armstrong. He can't get it. It goes to the ivy. Rounding third, heading for home is Bryson Stott. The throw by Swanson, not in time. RBI double, Justin Crawford. And the Phillies are on the board. It's a 5-1 game.
A couple of really good at-bats from Justin Crawford. He walked in his first at-bat, but he jumps all over a pitch out over the plate, a little sinker, and he doesn't try to do too much with it. He drives it to left center field, and Crow Armstrong, who can cover an amazing amount of ground, had a heck of a jump on it, but just could not get there. And with Bryson Stott's speed, he scores fairly easily, even though they made a pretty good defensive cutoff there.
5th double of the year for Crawford, 2nd RBI, and now Marchand. And a strike, 0-1. Marchand struck out his first time up.
Nice to see the boys pick up a 2-out RBI there in that situation. Keep pecking away.
In the dirt. And going back to the offense, the Phillies have been shut out 3 times already, which is a good amount at this point. They've scored 3 runs or fewer in 12 games, and subsequently have lost 4 straight series. On the ground, over to first, and Bush has it. Flips underhand, and the inning is over. Phillies do get 1, but they leave 1 as well as we go to the bottom of the 4th. This round 4th inning is brought to you by Toyota. Check out Toyota.com and visit your local Tri-State Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Phillies down 5-1 as we move to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 10 years old today. Happy 10th birthday, even though you're a Cubs fan. We're all for birthdays.
Nice round number. That was a big moment for me when I was 10. You?
I have
You don't remember?
I have no recollection.
I don't remember most things, but I remember 10 being like.
Why was
like
it a big deal?
Because it was, a round number.
Yeah.
10, double digits.
Well, I mean, I'm heading toward a round number. And it's not going to be as exciting.
Don't be afraid of it. Let it happen.
Well, it's going to happen. Well, it's going to happen. Crow Armstrong leads it off. 1 ball, no strikes. Towering fly ball out to left into the twilight. Marsh sees it, and he makes the catch. I guess it's a little darker than twilight now.
Yeah, thankfully.
Our Giant home run replay was Dansby Swanson his last time up.
Yeah, he got himself a sinker right over the middle of the plate, and he absolutely hammers it to dead center field. And a little bit of a backbreaker for the Phillies early in this ball game. And that was your Giant home run replay of the evening.
Get me over curveball, and it's 0-1. Looking out to the wall in the outfield here, the ivy is just starting to turn green. There you go. That ivy was put in for the first time in 1937. By Bill Veck, who was, I guess you could say, an innovator.
Yeah, you could say that.
In things, crazy things.
Yeah.
I mean, good things too, but crazy things, gimmicky things. On the ground to shortstop, and Trey Turner, a couple steps to his right. There's actually a mandate in Major League Baseball that all outfield walls have to be padded. But Wrigley Field is grandfathered because you can't pad ivy. I mean, you can probably put padding up there and make it look like ivy with some paint.
Right.
It's not going to be the same. And I think the Historical Society would have something to say about it here.
Now, I'll tell you, it does not give you any cushion. Kevin Stocker and I were talking about that earlier. When I drifted back and caught a ball the first time I caught it, I figured, you know, you could slide back into the wall and no big deal. Well, my back and my head slammed into that brick. That ivy is not blocking anything.
No. 0-1 to Nico Horner, inside 1-1. Yeah, the only soft spot, I guess, is that spot where Andre Dawson came out of it, right, in the commercial.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, did the Hawk have a couple of good years here.
He sure did.
Can you imagine that in this day and age, having a player go up to a president of baseball operations, say, here, blank check, you sign me for whatever you want. That's what he did, exactly what he did to Dallas Green.
I hope Dallas was fair.
He was fair with him. $500,000 fair, I think it was, if I remember right. That was a lot of money back then.
I think if you handed somebody a blank check now,
no, he'd be looking for like $40 million.
It would have to be one of those big ones that you get at like a check presentation.
Right.
2-2 to Nico Horner, who's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. He got him. He went fishing after that. A 1-2-3 inning, second one of the night for Aaron Nola. He certainly needed this one. So 4 strikeouts for Aaron. We've completed 4 innings at Wrigley Field. Game 1 of this 4-game series. The Cubs up 5. Time now for our Stump the Fans trivia question, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. On this day 110 years ago, the Cubs played their first game at Wrigley Field. As Trey Turner lifts this one to right. Which current franchise did the Cubs play in that game? 1 pitch, 1 away here in the 5th inning. They're celebrating 150 years of this great ballpark. The Cubs are.
I got to guess.
You got to guess?
I got to guess.
All right. There
I'll hold
are
it.
only a few choices. But one I would think is, well, there are 2 that I would think would be right off the bat, you would think. That would come to the forefront of your mind. 1 ball, no strikes to Schwarber. Schwarber's 0 for 2. He has flied out and he has struck out. Got to the ballpark last night. And our friends from Aramark, Chef Vani,
That's right.
and the guys introduced us to what is going to be for sale at Coca-Cola Corner at the ballpark. It's the the Schwarber Sunday. There's a different name for it, but it is
decadent.
It was unbelievable, to be honest with you. I know they featured it on the game last night on Peacock because Johnny had some.
He was digging into it hard.
Oh yeah, but it was it's an Uncrustable fried in dough. It's called a Schwarbob. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's an Uncrustable fried in dough. Strike 3 called for this Schwarbob. 4 strikeouts for Ray. But it's got vanilla ice cream, fruity pebbles, and I guess it's a strawberry sauce. That's what it tasted like. But it is it's pretty amazing.
What a combination.
And somewhat filling.
I mean, who drums up that in their
So
brain?
I asked, and you know they have a lot of young folks that work at Aramark, and they came up with it. They asked for suggestions. There's a line drive back toward the middle, glances off the glove of Dansby Swanson. And Harper's aboard, 2-out single. But that's you know, that's how they came up with it. They were looking on TikTok, and Schwarber was all for it.
Ooh, look out, Colin Ray. He almost got decapitated.
And the money raised, some of the money raised will go towards Schwarber's community programs, his neighborhood heroes.
It's like the 3rd or 4th item that's been named after Schwarber.
Yeah, the cutlet, the burger.
Yeah.
He's a connoisseur.
I mean, that combination of decadence is, I mean, you're talking about sugar high.
Well, for a while, yeah.
If kids are eating that, they ain't going to sleep anytime soon.
Inside corner, 0-2. There's Kyle. He's looking at it right now.
I think he's ordering a couple right now.
Well, if he was,
Okay.
it wasn't working because he tossed the computer aside.
Wasn't very happy with that, probably.
Oh, and 2. Popped up down the right field line. Bush near the tarp and goes into the net and into the stands. He did not make the catch.
Heck of an effort, though. Trying to do his Ian Happ impersonation. Was a pretty good defender over there with that glove, and almost makes a heck of a play. Ouch. Sort of reminded me of the Harper's very first game at first base.
Yeah, against Cleveland.
Jumped into the camera well. That was scary.
Anthony Rizzo here used to climb on the tarp and make those catches.
Yeah.
0-2 to Garcia with a runner at first. Check swing, he went. Now the inning is over. The Phillies leave one over at first. 5 strikeouts for Colin Ray. He had a couple in this inning alone. No runs, a hit. 1 man left. On to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be a fun City Connect Friday at Citizens Bank Park when the kids 14 and under take home the IBEW Local 98 Jesus Luzardo t-shirt. That's on May 8th when the Phils host the Rockies. Purchase your tickets today by going to Phillies.com. It's a great looking t-shirt, by the way. Jesus. Michael Bush leads it off. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
This game really is amazing. Before the series against the Cubs, before they came in, they were sort of at the bottom of all of baseball in almost every offensive category. Then basically, 7-8 games later, they're towards the top. I mean, they just really started getting going. I had a discussion with Craig Counsell about that. He said, you know, the ebbs and flows of the early part of the season, you just never know. They just happen to be playing really good baseball now, start doing some of the things that they expected them to do. But sort of the same, you know, that's why you have to have some optimism for the Phillies, because they've been doing, you know, there's a lot of guys on this team that have had a ton of success.
The other part of it too is that it is early. I know it's getting late in the first month of the season, but there's so many games left.
140 games? 140 plus?
Swing and a miss. And Bush is down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Aaron.
Nice little breaking ball here, getting the 2 strikes, and then really good downer action to it, and shows some pretty good hands there from Marchand. That ball was tipped.
Well, Bregman doubled and flied out to right in his first 2 at-bats. Bounced it foul into the dugout. Well, Ruben, I mean, think about it from your standpoint as a former general manager of a World Series team. When a team gets off to a slow start, I mean, how hard is it to be patient?
Well, it's tough. I mean, 2010 was like one of those years where you tried to be as patient as possible, and then it was almost like halfway through the season, and it was really a team that was sort of underachieving offensively. But you know, at some point, the dam is going to break, because these guys are just too good. These guys on this baseball field have way too much talent to have this carry over much longer.
The first half of that season, the Phillies were 47-40.
There was a struggle there for quite some time offensively, and at some point they finally got it going.
Well, the second half, they were 50-25.
Yeah.
So they went from a .540 winning percentage to a .667 winning percentage.
And it sounds crazy, but I mean, you really want to finish strong, right? You'd rather you have it, you know, finish strong and have a poor start, because then you're hotter when you go into the playoff situation.
Crawford on the run, makes the sliding attempt, and it kicks off his glove. Marsh there to back it up. The throw, not in time. Bregman safe at second. Phillies are going to look at it to see if Bregman popped up off the bag.
That's a little cutter that stays in the middle just enough for Bregman to barrel it. Great effort here from Justin Crawford, just short hopping it. Nice job by Marsh of going over to help him out, but Bregman too quick and gets the second base. Second double of the night.
Yeah, Crawford, it didn't short hop off his glove. It just hit off his glove. And now Ian Happ. Phillies have got to keep it at 4 here. They have Backus warming up. Last night, Andrew Painter went less than 5. You'd like to get Aaron through this 5th at least, but he's at 84 pitches with an assortment of left-handers coming up. To the runners in scoring position.
That one was a big one.
Three and 1.
There was some promise after that first at bat against Bush in this inning, where he punched out the left-hander, but got to believe if he loses this guy, Rob will probably have to go to the pen and try to combat those lefties.
We're going to challenge that one.
Batter challenging the pitch.
I think he's going to lose this challenge.
Bunker challenge.
Yeah, that might be it for Aaron, I got to believe, with all these lefties coming.
Well, here comes Rob Thompson, so that's going to be it. He'll signal to the pen. Kyle Backus is coming in. Aaron Nola will depart. Phillies trail at 5-1. Time for our Nissan call to the pen here at Wrigley Field. Phillies trail it by 4. Get all the Philly sports news you need to start your day on Sportsnet Central every weekday morning starting at 6. Presented by your Delaware Valley Hyundai dealers. I would assume that's the next thing that Ricky Vitalico is going to tackle, right? Since he's hosting pre and post game.
You would think.
So he'll do the 6 a.m. Sportsnet Central update, right?
He does it all now.
Aaron Nola is responsible for the runners at first and second. 4 1/3 innings so far. Or 4 1/3 inning is it for him. And Kyle Backus is on. Seiya Suzuki's going to pinch hit for Ballesteros. I mentioned that all of his hits, Ballesteros has come against right-handers. So they go to Suzuki, and he takes strike 1.
And not surprised by this move at all.
They'll probably have Shaw pinch hit next. 0-2.
Yeah, that was part of the calculus, I'm sure, with Popper. I mean, he knew that he'd be spinning those guys around. But with the way Aaron Nola is sort of struggling against the lefties, it feels like the fresh arm of Kyle Backus would be better off against these two guys.
Swing and a miss. And Suzuki strikes out. 2 outs. And here is Matt Shaw. He will indeed pinch hit.
And it's supposed to be a fastball inside, but he runs it away from him, and Suzuki swings over it. Nice job, at least for now, by Backus.
Aaron's looking on from the dugout. Can't sit on the back bench of that dugout. You won't see anything. You got to either sit up on the railing, stand on the railing, or lean on that back bench.
Right.
Zach Wheeler's there too.
Yeah, a little bit of an odd configuration there.
Popped up. Out to shallow right field. Stott is under it. And he makes the catch. Backpedaling. Nice job by Backus. Get out of a jam. Leave 2 here in the 5th. And we'll go to the 6th. Brandon Marshall lead it off. Our Independence Blue Cross Philly of the week is Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez continues to have consistency on the mound. In his 5 starts this year, Sanchi is at the top of the National League leaderboard. Currently second in the National League with a 1.59 ERA, second in strikeouts with 39, and third with a 12.39 K per 9 to start the season. Christopher Sanchez's consistency is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Yeah, he's been really good this year, despite the fact that the Phillies didn't get him much offense or play defense for him in his last outing. We're going over some things out in the bleachers. Still going over some things.
Still a lot of love between the Phils and the Cubs.
Matt Shaw will take over out in right field. A lot of love. Some love.
Well, some of the fans at least.
Yeah.
Not the players.
Marsh leads it off. It takes outside 1-0.
We used to call for when Dallas took all those Phillies folks over. It was the Phillies of the West. My dad included.
1-1. Yeah, when Dallas took over here, it was your dad. There were a couple others too, right?
John Vukovich,
Right.
Lee
Luke
Elia.
was here, Lee Elia.
Gordon Goldsberry was one of those big scouts. I'm sure there was a bunch more people that ended up sliding over there.
They slid a second baseman over here that was pretty good. A shortstop. 1-2. 2-2. Opposite way, Bregman, even though he was shaded toward the hole at shortstop, recovers to make the play. And one out here in the 6th that brings Alec Bohm up. Time now for our Live Odds update, brought to you by FanDuel. To record a hit, plus 126. Or a strikeout, plus 550. Let's hope Alec gets a hit, because he is long overdue. 2 for his last 31.
There's some optimism about his last at bat. I mean, he's trying to look for the positives here. He did get the barrel to the baseball, and hopefully that gets him that feel again. Listen, I can do this. I know I can do this, even though it's been such a struggle for him. At least something to build off of, because it was a pretty good pitch that he hammered at dead center field, but didn't get the right result, but did hit a bullet.
2 balls, no strikes. Bounced on the ground to shortstop. Swanson's up with it. Plenty of time. 2 away. Now a quick word from FanDuel Casino.
FanDuel Casino has 5 Huff and Puff games that'll blow you away. With houses of stick and brick bringing bigger, badder jackpots. Your home for thrills is the home of Huff and Puff. New players get 1,500 bonus spins to play on any Huff and Puff game.
Frustrations continue for Alec Bohm and the Phillies. They have 1 run tonight. That's it. Bryson Stott takes a strike. In fact, the Phillies have scored in just 1 inning of games 7 times this year. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a really tough stat. I mean, they're obviously not putting together, stringing together innings at bats, not putting the pressure on the pitcher. There's so many things that go along with that. It's just, it's amazing that they just have not been able to get that rolling.
Yeah, the record for them scoring in just 1 inning of a particular game is 51 times. They did that in 1972. But this team isn't built that way, where you only score a minimal amount of runs like this. Yeah, that 1972 team.
They didn't win any games. That was all Carlton won almost every, half their games.
59 and 97 that year, with Carlton winning 27.
Yeah.
2-2 to Bryson Stott. On the ground, fair. Diving catch made by Bush. Flips to Ray, covering, and the inning is over. Well, again, it's a tale of 2 different teams. They have one team that's clicking on all cylinders offensively and also really picking it defensively. Phillies baseball is brought to you by CarShield. It's as easy as call, drive, and save. And by Nissan, every Nissan is designed for people who refuse to settle for less. Visit nissanusa.com or your local dealer. Chase Shugart is the new pitcher for the Phils in his 4th game. Shugart is 2.45 ERA, 3 2/3 innings so far.
Pretty good job of mixing in that cutter, sweeper, sinker combo.
On the ground toward shortstop. Gobbled up by Turner. 1 out, 1 pitch.
Take it.
By the way, we're talking about the 1972 team, which included Larry Boa, Greg Luzinski, and Tommy Hutton. Tommy turned 80 today.
Well, happy birthday,
Happy
Tommy.
birthday to Tommy Hutton.
What a good dude. He could pick it.
In his
first
final year as a broadcaster for the Miami Marlins.
That's right. He announces the retirement.
Still looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
Don Mattingly's celebrating a birthday today for the Phils. Still picking it over at first base during batting practice and infield work.
I'm watching him over there. I'm thinking to myself, he probably could suit up right now and play first base. Probably could do it.
Happy birthday, Don.
I wonder what he would have said if I asked him.
I think Dave Dombrowski did kind of say that to him about his ability. And he go, I don't know. I was standing next to Morgan Gregory, the Phillies' outstanding strength coach. And we were kind of in line of the throws coming in from Trey at shortstop. And we felt confident because Don was at first base that he would pick any of the short hops if there were any. But Trey threw everything right on the money. Swing and a miss. 3-2 to Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well, you can trust him because the man's got unbelievable hands.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times Riley Wilson's over there.
So Riley turning 2.
With his right hand.
Yeah.
Riley's left-handed, but he was playing right-handed today. Sugart able to make that play. So 2 ground ball outs, 2 quick outs here in the 6th. Fans 55 and older are invited to tie their laces and circle the bases when the Independence Blue Cross Senior Stroll the Bases returns to Citizens Bank Park. Join in the fun on Thursday, April 30th after the Phillies host the Giants for a 105 game. Visit Phillies.com to secure your tickets. Yeah, Don is older than that, but he's not going to be leading the way on that. He could.
Catcher Sean to the pitch.
Wow.
Rafael Marchand is challenging that last pitch by Sugart.
Sort of looked away.
No.
Well,
it was away.
Away, all right.
Field up here,
Away on the corner.
Oh boy, Rafe.
Rafe doing a good job.
7 for 9 now on his challenges. Edwin Moscoso. Line drive out toward left. And it's fortunately has topspin on it, so Marsh is able to run it down. Phillies bullpen has done its job so far tonight. Let's see if the offense can get going. Time now for our game summary brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Well, the Cubs put a 4th spot on the board in the 2nd inning. A 3-run home run by Dansby Swanson was the backbreaker in that one. Aaron Nola won 4 1/3, 6 hits and 5 earned runs, 4 walks and 5 strikeouts. Bryce Harper has a single. Justin Crawford had an RBI double. Not much else for the Phillies offensively. Crawford will lead it off against Colin Ray, who for a 2nd straight start has done his job against the Phillies.
Yeah, really done a good job of mixing things up and not allowing the Phillies to string any hits together. Putting a sustained attack against them has been difficult.
Out to left center field again for Crawford. Pete Crow Armstrong was shaded that way. This is a ball that he runs down, so 1 away. Hobie Milner warming up in the bullpen. Greg Counsell has a 4-run lead. He's got Colin Ray at 87 pitches with that one right there.
Just seems to have the Phillies number. Field figures out ways to mix it up enough to get outs. Plus, he's gotten some great support on it from his defense. I mean, 3 or 4
very noticeable
exceptional plays. I mean, even the backhand play from Bregman on Stott, I guess it was, and they catch the baseball, and it's, it gets, brings the morale down a little bit in that other Phillies dugout.
There's a line drive out toward left center field, and Rafael Marchand finally has a hit in the month of April. A single to left field. And Trey Turner's coming up. 0 for his last 27 before that base hit.
Yeah, it's the second time he's hit a ball hard, but he stays right with it and just drives it the opposite field, and sort of textbook, nice little swing, put it in the left center field, and thankfully Ian Happ couldn't corral it.
Turner takes strike one. Trey is 0 for 2 with a walk. This is the part of the lineup that's got to get it going. I mean, everybody does, but this part of the lineup is the one that they lean on so many levels. Turner, Schwarber, Harper. Harper's obviously been hitting the ball very well.
It really has been a struggle for Schwarber, who's on deck right now, and at some point he's going to bust out. He's going to start barreling balls up, and he's going to be doing it, for 2 straight weeks and carry the team or what have you. I'd like to see it happen fast.
Fly ball center field. Armstrong is under it, and now he comes in a few steps to make the catch. Well, there are 2 outs. The brightest baseball athletes from HBCUs are about to make history in Philly at MLB All-Star Week, continuing a legacy that runs deep. Catch the HBCU Swingman Classic, hosted by Ken Griffey Jr. at Citizens Bank Park on July 10th. Visit allstargame.com for tickets. What a round of applause for Colin Ray as the Cubs will go to their bullpen and bring in Hobie Milner to face Kyle Schwarber with a runner at first base. Five to 1, Cubs on top here in the top of the 7th inning. And Hobie Milner in his 10th ball game. He's on to face Kyle Schwarber. Milner, the former Phillies prospect. Take it over for Colin Ray. The line for Ray, and it's not done yet. He's responsible for the runner at first base, but he was excellent again. That one's off the glove of Amaya. Swing and a miss by Schwarber.
You see Hobie Milner with that drop down, nasty stuff against left-handers, and way back when he was in the minor leagues with the Phillies, Rafael Chavez, who was our pitching coordinator, suggested, you might want to start dropping down. You got a chance to make yourself some money. 35-year-old's got a ton of major league time now, and doing it because he is tough on lefties.
Line drive, base. Oh, picked on one hop by Horner. He just robbed Kyle Schwarber of an RBI. And the inning is over.
Well, he's going to get a ton of high fives when he gets into this dugout, because he made another unbelievable Gold Glove, Platinum Glove play.
Well, our drive of the game brought to you by your Delaware Valley Audi dealers. And the Phillies trail at 5-1.
You talk about a defensive display.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
I mean, these guys have been unbelievable with the leather, and that is just crushing because they probably took away 2 or 3 or 4 hits already today.
That play that Horner just made was as good a play as you'll see a second baseman make.
Shocking that he's leading off.
Citizen stats leaders, most RBIs. He's 0 for 3 tonight, and he is at the leaderboard, top of the leaderboard.
Catcher is challenging the pitch.
And Marchand is challenging this one. So we'll take a look at our ABS. He's lost the challenge.
Polls confirmed. Philadelphia has 1 challenge remaining.
They missed by a lot on that one.
Yeah.
Low, 2-0. Sugar pitched a scoreless 6th inning. .94 on that sinker. Crisp. Three and 2. On the ground, over to third, charging his ball, and no call. Nico Horner's aboard. Well, when you're going good, you're going good.
Yep.
And they're going good right now. Michael Bush, the batter. That's what you call a swinging bunt. The exit velo was 74 miles an hour.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Schwarber probably hit his about 110.
Yeah. Bush is 1 for 3. Takes strike 1.
Ball's coming out of the Sugar's hand pretty darn well.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty crisp with his stuff.
Another one.
No way.
Well, Bohm will have a play on this one. 5-3 on the putout. I mean, these worm burners.
They're knocks for these guys, but not for the Phils.
And it brings Alex Bregman up, who has 2 doubles tonight. Time for a Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Which current franchise did the Cubs play in their first game at Wrigley Field?
Well, it might be the Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds is correct.
Hey. Not often do I get those correct. I'm very proud.
Yeah, the ballpark opened in 1914, but it wasn't the National League. It was the Federal League that played here. The Chicago Whales, they played here for 2 years before they went, before the league went kaput. And then the Cubs came in, eventually bought by the Wrigley family in 1921, and they renamed the stadium Wrigley Field in 1927. Outside 1-2 to Bregman. And here it is. It's still there. I mean, it's been revamped over and over again, but that scoreboard in center field, that was put in 1937. It's still there. left side.
Yeah, they done a heck of a job around here in Wrigleyville to spruce it up and make some pretty significant changes. But that is as iconic a part of this stadium as there is. Still basically doing it by hand there.
Yep.
Looks like they did in Boston.
Strike 3 called. Bregman's going to challenge it.
Batter is challenging the pitch.
He just asked Rafael Marchand whether it was a ball or a strike. Well, here you come. It's a strike.
Wow.
Call is confirmed. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
So each team now with 1 challenge left. Fans are booing the ABS system.
Why are the fans booing this system? I mean, it is what it is.
That's not computer friendly right now.
I guess not.
Ian Happ, the batter. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Sugar slipped on that pitch.
It's just like the way he's throwing strikes.
Yes. Seth Johnson warming up in the bullpen next to Cesar Ramos. He's as physically fit a person.
Oh, yes, he is. Takes care of himself, and boy, can he play some golf.
2-1. I was in the workout facility today, and I was kind of looking to see what his workout was, see if I can keep up with it. I can't.
No. Well,
no, I can't.
No,
I don't think so. 2-1. Outside 3-1.
Is he doing anything?
No, it's very methodical. No, very methodical. But he did, he would do a lot of stretching, a lot of moving that,
that some of us can't do.
Can't really do. Three and 2. Swing and a foul tip. He got him. 2 scoreless innings for Sugar. And it's 7 in the books here at Wrigley Field. We're heading to the 8th inning. Time for a Hyundai defensive plays of the game. It's been part of the calling card of the Cubs. And it began very early tonight.
And they had several of them. This is Ian Happ going into the stands and making a heck of a play. Then this is a ball down the right field line, you thought, but a heck of a play by Bush. And then this absolute rocket here. And Nico Horner, who is a Gold Glover, may end up getting one of those platinum gloves at some point. Those are your Hyundai defensive plays of the game, and they have affected this ball game.
No doubt.
Phillies have hit some balls pretty hard and just have not been able to sustain those big innings that, with the crooked numbers.
Well, Milner stays in there to face Bryce Harper at least. And we threw a couple pitches to end the top of the 7th inning. 2-0, 3-0. We mentioned the number of pitches the Phillies see per game, how Rob Thompson would like to see that go up. Tonight's another indication. They've seen 97 pitches. That's 98.
Yeah, again, an indication that there's not a sustaining innings by getting runners on, getting a big base hit, driving ball into a gap with a couple men on. They're just not sustaining that with regularity. One guy's getting a hit here or there,
and just not putting any pressure on anybody.
Not enough pressure. I mean, this defense is quality defense, and they've sort of changed the game with their gloves here this evening, but just not getting enough base hits to move the line along.
At ball 4, Harper draws a walk. And the Phillies do have a base runner to start this 8th inning.
Got the leadoff man on several times here. They just haven't been able to capitalize on that. Just seem to strand out those guys and not move anybody along.
And 1 to Garcia. 4th time the Phillies have had the leadoff hitter aboard. They haven't scored once with the leadoff hitter getting aboard. A quick pitch. Corbin Martin warming up the bullpen. Greg Counsell probably waiting to see what the Phillies do left-handed wise. Opposite way. Shaw makes the catch. And Marsh will bat. And that'll keep Milner in the game.
They're a little limited on the bench just because JT is sort of an emergency guy. So I know that Felix Reyes is a guy that is on the bench right now who does hit from the right side, but they may want to save him for a different situation, or that probably likes this matchup a little bit better than right on right.
One ball, one strike. One and two.
See that configuration. Bregman all the way swung around into that 6-hole.
Opposite way. And Happ is back on the track, makes the catch. Kids are invited to join the club presented by the Giant Company. The Phillies Kids Club offers its members exclusive items, including a Fanatic Bounce Putty, a complimentary ticket, and benefits such as first-in-line access during Kids Run the Bases. Visit Phillies.com/fanclubs for more info. Well, 2 outs, and Bohm will face Hobie Milner. Alec is 0 for 3. One and 0. Would you put somebody else up there just to kind of change the mojo a little bit? You kind of have to roll with it.
I think it's about, I know that Reyes probably hasn't had very little experience coming off the bench.
Yeah. Three and 0. Now, I wonder if there's going to be lineup changes again. Because it's just not working right now. 3 and 1. Alec taking all the way.
It will be interesting the decision that Topper makes if Alec Bohm does get on, whether or not he goes with Mundo Sosa in that situation.
And ball 4. So here we go. We'll see what he does do. Stott is heading up to the plate, and he's going to stay with him. With Hobie Milner out on the mound. Hobie's now walked 2 in this inning. Let's see if Bryson can pay things off. He's got a hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Robbed of a hit his last time up, but now he's facing a lefty. 1 ball, no strikes. Phillies have a runner in scoring position. They haven't had many of those opportunities tonight. 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. 0 for their last 20.
Like I said, not too many opportunities because they just haven't had a whole lot of base runners on in scoring position.
Tommy Hottovy is going out to the mound, the pitching coach for the Cubs.
Got to believe he's telling him, hey, you better go after this guy.
You got a 5-1 lead.
Yes.
Looks like he's agreeing with whatever he's saying. He's got a lot of confidence in him that he hasn't gotten any to right-handers.
Yeah, and Topper's showing a lot of confidence in Bryson Stott in this situation too.
Which is, we say, you know, do you do things differently? This is different than what we've seen recently. Is, you know, the righties coming up to pinch hit for the lefties.
Right.
Let's see if they can get a different result. 2-1.
Scott's got a lot of space over there in that 6-hole. I mean,
he does.
Dansby Swanson almost behind second base.
Well, he's going right after him. He's got 2 straight fastballs. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes in a 5-1 game. Kobe Milner, the former Philly. Runners lead off. And the 2-2 popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Bregman is over, and so is Amaya, and Bregman makes the catch. And the inning is over. Phillies have scored 1 run tonight. That is it. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit Chevrolet.com. And by Rally House, your city, your house, Rally House, Philadelphia. Bottom of the 8th inning, and Seth Johnson is the new pitcher for the Phillies. First pitch bounced on the ground, foul toward third. Seiya Suzuki up for the second time. Chase Shugart, 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts for the Phillies. Kyle Backus, 2/3 of an inning scoreless.
Yeah, the boys have done very well out of the pad today. Firing strikes, doing their job.
Johnson's numbers this year: 2 games, high ERA. Most of those runs came in the 1 outing. Oh, he buckled Suzuki on that pitch. Not that time. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch speed of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities.
Pump it up 95 or so.
Yeah, the last 3 guys definitely have.
Oh, good pitch.
Instead, it's ball 3, 3-2. So he walked him. Fifth walk issued by Phillies pitching. And it brings Matt Shaw to the plate. Ricky Benner standing by for Cure Auto Insurance. Presents Phillies Post-Game Live. That's coming up after this game. Shaw popped out his first time up. What a no. Counting tonight, the Phillies have been outscored 28-7 by the Cubs in their last 3 games.
And this is a team that the Phillies have handled really well over the last several years until this year.
Popped up near Rubin. And it's 2-2.
I was prepared. I don't think
I don't know if you would have got. The angle would have to be such.
It'd have to be a crazy foul ball to get in here.
Just because the netting behind home plate's so high. Now where the press box used to be, you probably would have had one. 2-2. Upstairs 3-2. At Old Tiger Stadium, long before Comerica, the broadcast booth was so low. We're up here now, which is a great vantage point, by the way. But it used to be down there. But at Old Tiger Stadium, Ernie Harwell used to have a glove in the booth with him.
Really?
All times.
Well, I do not remember that.
3-2.
There.
Off the hands, out to short center. Crawford's coming in. It's going to drop. Man. How many of those have happened? It seems like a basketful.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen Crawford sort of have a full false step. I mean, he thought this ball was hit much better, and he sort of broke back originally on it. And by the time he tried to recover to get there, just couldn't cover enough ground to be able to make the play. And that has happened to the Phillies center fielders a few times, both Marsh and Crawford over the last couple of weeks.
All right, so meeting on the mound with Caleb Cotham. You've got Amaya, the catcher, due up.
Yeah, really love to get a ground ball again. Perfect double play candidate if he could just drive the ball down in a lower quadrant of the zone. See if he can induce that ground ball.
Yeah, he got a double play ball his first time up. But the key is the throwing strikes.
Yeah, got to get ahead.
Yep.
That's what you saw Backus and Shugart do.
Well, Amaya is squaring. Harper's charging from first. And he takes low, 1-0. Harper had been back a little bit. So he had to come sprinting in. Now he's going to be in on the grass. Bohm is on the inner half of that cutout.
Again, you have to throw strikes, make sure he does his job, or at least make sure that he offers at it. The only way to do that is to throw a strike. Harper's going to try to get that lead runner. Suzuki doesn't run all that well at second base.
Oh.
It all starts on the mound on this, especially in this situation. They're giving you an out. You got to go after him.
3-1. Popped up and out of play. No, it's not going to be out of play. Here comes Marchand. The way Harper reacted, I thought it was out of play. He just gave up on it.
Yeah, he gave up on it. He didn't realize that the wind was blowing in towards the field, and that's a play that Harper probably.
I think he's got a better chance at it than Marchand.
No question. Ball goes up in the air, and off the bat, it looks like it's going to go out of play, but this wind swirls so much.
Yeah.
You have to go give it a run.
3-2. Swinging a foul tip, he got him. Well, 1 out, so it doesn't hurt the Phillies that the pop-up was not caught. It just looks weird.
Nice job by Johnson to come back and get that hitter. He's been struggling to throw strikes, but that's a big strikeout for him. Job is not done yet, though.
Pete Crow Armstrong has walked. He has flied out and he's grounded out. Fouled off, and it's 0-1.
Seen quite a few misfires here from Johnson, and he had a couple of pretty good strong outings. Just got to get back into the zone. Doesn't seem like he's got his release point consistently right now.
That one's a little high. And now it's 2-1. Popped up again. Not a lot of room. Marchand will make sure he goes back to look at it.
Some big hacks there from PCA. Talking to a buddy of mine, he's of all the players here on this Cubs team, and this guy's super uber talented. Boy, does he take some hacks. Whether it's 2 strikes, no strikes, I mean, he's looking to do damage with that swing.
Yeah, these sliders are in the middle of the plate. Johnson really has to be careful. I know he's having trouble with the command of his fastball, but these sliders are right there.
Yeah, he needs to. Even if he bounces one, the way Armstrong's hack, swinging.
Runners lead off. Phillies looking to turn 2. And it's fouled off again.
I mean, he's in swing mode. You could probably bounce a slider right now and have him swing over it.
See the pitch sequence. Two balls, 2 strikes. Going at him again. Off the hands, popped up the first base line. Harper sprinting in, Marchand is there, and Marchand makes the catch. That was a good pitch.
Yeah, nice battle there by Johnson. Getting up into those hands.
2 outs and Dansby Swanson coming up.
Again, PCA trying to do serious damage, just big with his swing, and he runs that fastball in on him. Nice job by Marchand. And making the play.
Yeah, that was a long run for Harper, too. That was definitely Marchand's ball. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, too, which we've seen.
Yep.
Dansby Swanson, 1 for 3, a 3-run home run. It's been the big difference in this game. That and the defense by the Cubs. See the flags moving. That has just started to happen these last few minutes. That's a good tight slider. 1-1.
That's amazing. Seth Johnson shows signs of having just phenomenal stuff. Just a matter of being able to consistently command it.
Fly ball off the right field line. Harper's over near the tarp and out of play. 1-2. Bullpen action. Rollison and Martin. It's not a safe situation, but Palencia is on the injured list if it were a save situation for Craig Counsell's team. That's a huge loss for them.
Sure is, and they have I guess bullpen by committee or closer by committee, but Ben Brown sort of stepped forward to be semi-closer for him.
The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2. Thielbar yesterday.
It's sort of Counsell sort of forced into going into the matchup mode in the 7th, 8th, and 9th now.
Swing and a miss. He got it with 98. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Cubs leave 2. We'll head to the 9th inning. And the Phils down by 4. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles 24 years in a row. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity. Get reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years and same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. Last chance for the Phillies as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Flyers have done their fans some justice tonight. Now let's see if the Phils can. Corbin Martin is the new pitcher for the Cubs. Last year with the Orioles, 17 games, a high ERA. It's 2-0. Phillies need base runners. That's the job for Crawford right now, is to get on.
Yeah, not your classic closer. I mean, this is the guy you get to. He's only pitched in 1 major league game this year and 2 just a few last year, as Tom said.
2-1.
It's not like this guy has devastating stuff. See if we can get to that top of that lineup so they can try to do some damage against him.
3-1. Yeah, the Phillies scored 1 in the 4th inning. That's it on the double by Crawford. They've left 9 runners on base. 3-2. I think Crawford thought that may have been ball 4.
No, but I think he did the right thing, though. He's trying to get on base, and I think that's the way you're supposed to play the game. That's his game, is to try to get on base, and
any way he can.
Any way he can. So I don't have any problem with him going into take mode there. Now he's got a battle.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls back.
You do have to love the hustle from the ball.
Seriously.
I mean, they busted. Shows me something.
Right over here, that's the area.
I think they're getting on the home team's, the visiting team's ball boy, because the home team ball boy went on the other side of home plate to track that one down.
As they should. Out hustled him.
Three and 2 again.
Now really good at bat here from Crawford.
Ball 4. Excellent at bat. And he works out a walk. And now the Phillies need a couple more base runners. Rafael Marchand, who got a base hit in his last at bat, will be the hitter. If you're wondering at all about, whether you would think to pinch hit for Rafael Marchand, Rob did not really want to put in JT unless it was an absolute emergency. So it's his at bat. And again, you don't have the tying run coming to the plate as of yet. But you'd love to get another one on. There's JT. Did some more stuff today.
Wow.
Ooh, man, that ball just zipped right on by Bush. That thing went over to first base at like 100 miles an hour.
Yep. I think he threw that harder than he throws his pitch to home.
It is an E1. Whoop.
Looked like he hit the bull.
I think he knocked the bull out.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it takes the double play out order, which is kind of big in this situation.
Marchand pops it up. Up the third baseline. Bregman comes in. One out. Ricky and Ben are standing by for Phillies postgame live. Presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Now Trey Turner, who's 0 for 3. Phillies lose tonight. It'll be their 6th consecutive loss. But in reality, that in its own right is troubling. But it's not as troubling as that stat right there. Line drive to right field. Shaw makes the diving catch.
Gracious.
They're just putting on a golden display tonight.
It's incredible.
2 outs.
I mean, the Phillies really have hit some balls on the screws, but the defense that they're firing out there is just extraordinary.
It really is good.
You talk about a jump on a line drive. In that situation.
Yeah, I think a lot of right fielders would have come up with that, but it was all the technique of just establishing himself.
Not easy to dive straight forward
No.
like that as an outfielder. Just not an easy play to do. That's a heck of a play.
Well, here is Schwarber. And he takes outside. They're going to challenge it.
Catcher challenging the previous pitch.
Again, each team has 1 challenge left.
Tom, I've got blue marks.
For your challenges?
I've got blue marks.
Oh, for your catches, yeah.
For the defensive plays.
Yeah.
Five exceptional plays and like 6 or 7 like great plays.
Yeah, so I circle those plays too. I have 6, so I mean we're right on the same page. 1-1 as Schwarber waves at that one. As we were saying, the Phillies, if they lose here tonight, it would be a 6-game losing streak. That in its own right is troubling, but this entire year has been troubling. It's not just these last 6 games. It's just magnified even more.
Kyle just doesn't seem to be seeing the baseball all that well, and one of the things that he's sort of taken out of play is the opposite field, and that's why he's swinging over so many off-speed pitches.
Oh, he's down to the count 1-2 with a runner at second base. In the dirt, gets away from Amaya. That'll be a wild pitch.
About a 58-footer.
Phillies have 1 run tonight. During the last 6 games, they've scored 10 runs. It's just not going to get it done. You're averaging less than 2 runs per ball game.
Putting a lot of heat on the pitching, but the pitching has also gotten the team behind early.
Yeah, the pitching still has been problematic too. 2-2 to Schwarber. Popped up. right around home plate, way up there. Amaya throws the mask away, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. And the Phillies have lost 6 consecutive games as they score 1 run in the 4th inning tonight, and that is it. They leave 10 runners on base, and the Cubs win it by a final score of 5-1. You can sprinkle some gold all around this infield and outfield for the Cubs, but our Chevrolet player of the game is Dansby Swanson, who was 1 for 4, but his 3-run home run, which was his 18th in his career against the Phillies, really turned this game around in favor of the Cubs. And that's why it's our turning point, brought to you by Toyota Camry.
Yeah, he gets a sinker that stays in right in the middle of the plate, and after a couple of walks in that inning, Aaron Nola put himself in a tough position, and Dansby Swanson sort of really makes it tough for the Phillies to come back with that big home run early in the game.
Yeah, so Chicago's won 3 straight against the Phils. They've won 6 straight overall as they win it today by a final score of 5-1. 6 losses in a row for the Phils. Don't go anywhere. The crossover presented by Toyota is coming up next.